Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, TuneIn, Podchaser, Spreaker, you name it, I'm there. Why? Because I want the maximum splatter zone for hope and happiness, because there's no gossip, scandal, or K-words, no Kanye talk on this show. I want you instead to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. I'm Dr. Marissa, your host of the morning show. I'm so delighted that you're here with me. I see the eyeballs rolling in. Please identify in the chat so we can have a conversational show today. It is Compliment and Caller Thursday, or Talk to Me Thursday, where I get to, thanks to my new engineer, Sam, in studio at the KCAA station, is operating my boards now. So, and I am live now, so we can actually talk and interact, and I can answer your questions if you want to up-level your happiness. And if you have a compliment for anyone that you want to say or come on, you can actually come on camera with me. There is a link in the chat that if you use that, you can come on camera, you can have a little chat, and then I can kick you off and go to the next person. Or if you have a question that you'd like to ask, just go ahead. If you're a little shy, just put it in the chat, or you can even call 888-909-1050. That's 808-909-1050. And that way you can call in and ask your question on the air. All right. So I'm so delighted. I have some friends already checking in. I have D. Noel Clayton Leon, and she's checking. I always get it mixed up if you're from Illinois or Michigan. But Dinol has, she was one of the contestants on the host audition for the KCAA station. Dinol, do you want to come on and say hi on camera, or do you want to call in, or you want to just stay in the chat? It's up to you, totally up to you. But as you are deciding, and anyone else, welcome to my YouTube live people as well. And I'm just going to try something that, I just can't, I can't just do like one thing. I'm going to try also to put Instagram live on at the same time and see what happens, because I'm a recovering overachiever. So I did get a question messaged to me this morning, and it was about work. And how do you deal with people at work that you do not respect? Okay, how do you deal with people you do not respect at work? And in particular, especially if they're your boss or someone who can influence your amount of money that you make, or does your evaluation. And that is right up my alley as an organizational psychologist. Some of you know my PhD is actually in organizational psychology, and all that means it's the intersection of psychology and business. So power, politics, leadership, teams, motivation, conflict, all of those are in my purview of work my other job with that degree. So the question is a good one because you're not gonna like everybody that you work with. You're not gonna like everybody that you pass through life with. Otherwise, we'd be one giant kumbaya, and obviously no war, obviously no conflict, and that's just not the way we're wired. There are going to be some people that you naturally feel good with, you naturally mesh with. You meet someone, and I can meet someone, and they don't even have to say a thing, and I'll get this feeling that I either like them or I'm not going to like them, and that's not always correct, because it's all about where we're coming from too. So I don't like to give myself carte blanche on, well, I didn't have a good feeling about that person, because sometimes I'm wrong. But when you actually know that you do not like that person, they have demonstrated behavior that you know is not favorable to you, then what do you do? So my rule is, and this is actually out of chapter 7, out of Perfectionism into Joy in 8 Ways to Happiness, and stay tuned because Asian Oprah give away our free audio books of the book today. I know that when you don't like someone and they don't matter to you, that's the rule. So if you meet someone and you're probably never going to see them again, or you don't have to interact with them, then it's not even an issue. It's like the Dalai Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. If there's a problem and there's a solution, there's nothing to worry about. Or if there's a problem and there's no solution, there's still nothing to worry about. So if that's the case, then and you never have to see that person again, then it's not something to even address. However, like in the case of the question that came in this morning, if you have to interact with them, then you look at the level of interaction that you have. So if it's your boss, then it would behoove you to try to make that relationship work. You may not like it, you may not think it's fair, but it is what it is. And they are the person that is going to affect what you are going to, your evaluation, your eventual career path at that organization. So my advice usually when I'm coaching to leaders who are reporting to someone that they don't respect is to respect the position. You may not like the person, but respect the position. When you respect the position, then at least there's something motivating you to watch your P's and Q's. I know it's not fair. It's one of those, but it's the principle of it. I'm sorry, what was that? Sam?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, thank you. I'm not used to having a live engineer here. So if you are if you're not motivated by the person, be motivated by the position. So give me a thumbs up on that if you understand what I'm talking about. If you have any comments on that, put it in the chat line, because it's ultimately up to you. If some people say, well, I'm just not going to stay in that job. I'm going to move on to the next job. However, you will always have people that are going to rub you the wrong way anywhere you go, because you're not perfect either. And I say 88% of the time, if you can get along with 88% of the people around you, you're good. And the 12% you don't have to deal with unless you do. And in those cases, strengthen your muscle of how to work with people, even though you don't respect them. So respect position is one. The next one is, and I use this when I do the Tai Chi, those of you who have done my balanced Tai Chi Go, everybody does the very best that they can. If they could do better, they would. And if they can't, I'm not going to mess up my serenity trying to make them okay. So that is a useful thing to say over and over again with a smile on your face when someone is doing something that you don't like. All right? Hopefully that helps you, anybody that relates to that. We're going to be back with more Talk to Me. It's not Tuesday. Talk to Me Thursday here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa on KCAA, the morning show. The station that leaves no listener behind.
Tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced and get happy with Dr. Marissa. And this show is about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have shows and topics.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Monday, Tuesday,
Happy days.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Happy days.
Friday, whatever.
Happy days.
What a day.
I love you.
I love you too.
Best known as the mom from Happy Days, and she is a delightful 89-year young Marion Ross to my studio. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marissa, this is such a treat for me. My goodness, you're a wonderment.
Which is exactly the kind of guest that I like. Those who have gone through life, good and bad, and then taken those experiences to alchemize them into the person they are now and doing good on the planet. I'd like you to welcome Corey Feldman.
If you're grateful for it and you say right away, thank you, God. Oh, my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then guess what? More good things will come to you.
Does this sound familiar at all? She's back again to mark my Cancer Awareness and Prevention Month show. Please welcome Fran Drescher. Hi, Fran.
On and supporting cancer schmance. I really appreciate it.
So what would you say are some of the biggest myths, Fran, that people have about cancer?
Well, I would say that they think that there's a cure for it.
Okay.
Instead of a cause for it.
This is the first call-in show when I get to be Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And people call in to get their life tires balanced and their critical thinking or their BS, their belief systems, smog checked. And today I am delighted to have Malie calling in from Birmingham, Alabama.
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex. And then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else. Right?
That moose just got put on the table. And I see Josh and Jim.
I have to agree
You're
with Clyde.
both nodding. Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
I understood what was going to happen if Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter, made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I wanted to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
you are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award today.
Thank you.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel. So if you free subscribe, you'll get an alert that a new show is about to drop 8 a.m. weekday mornings. So glad to be live again. So glad to be able to interact with you. If you have a question for me, call 888-909-1050. And if you would like to come into the studio on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just go to my chat line on either YouTube channel or Facebook Live, and I'll have the link there that you can pop in to my virtual studio, as well as you can type your question. It's also compliments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you have a compliment for someone that you would like to give, then go ahead and write it down in the chat, or come in or call it in, and we'll put that on the air, and you can make someone's day as well as feel good about yourself. And I'm sorry, I missed that. My engineer's saying something to me. Did you say something? Sam?
No, you're good to go.
Okay. We're just getting used to this. This is my first week live. No thanks to the pandemic. We had to go to pre-records and automation, and it was a lot of work. And I miss the interaction with y'all. So I'm so delighted that I get to come and chat with you and answer your questions. The question we had earlier was about, what do you do when you don't respect the person that you report to or work with? And so if you want to rewind on that, you can get all of my past 655 shows. I believe that's 655 today. Just go to my YouTube channel. You'll also get a red carpet playlist. So if you're interested in seeing my interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, and more, that's where you're going to be able to see them. All right, so let's go. Is there any compliments that anyone wants to pay? Sam, do you have a compliment for anyone this morning?
Do I have a compliment?
Yes.
Not on the top of my head. I can think of one though.
Okay, go ahead.
And a compliment.
I know it's a muscle to strengthen, for sure. Yeah. And while I have you, go ahead.
Every day being alive is a compliment.
And this is why he's my new engineer. That's really wonderful. Why don't you introduce yourself too? Because I haven't had you do that. Tell me a little bit about you. Actually, I don't even know. I just got told by Mark that this really good looking guy is my new engineer.
All right, I'll get on the mic.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sam Worst. I am Dr. Marissa's new engineer for her show, Get Balanced. If you heard live, she's not using it. I am 22. I work at the radio station. I do the weather and traffic, as well as I'm a real estate agent. I got my license this year. I've been working really hard for the past, couple of years. I always wanted to do something physical, like join the Marine Corps or be a firefighter, or, all that good stuff. But when I was 16, I got diagnosed with blood clots. And, you know, some people think it's a curse, but I think God made it a gift because maybe, you know, going to the military or being a firefighter wasn't my path in life. And I think he gave me something to really put me in the direction that I needed to be. So, you know, I started using my head rather than using my muscles. Yeah, so this is what I'm choosing, this is the path that I'm taking, and it is. I'm very blessed to, you know, still be alive after, you know, 6 years of having blood clots and no issues so far.
That's awesome. I'm so glad I asked you on. I'm so glad that you told me the story. So I also had a blood clot that almost killed me. I had no idea that was your story in 1996. So I was on Coumadin and heparin. I'm sure drugs that you are familiar with. Yeah. Isn't that wild? What are the chances? I call this a what caught moment. What are the chances of that? That my new engineer has had blood clots, and I did too. But I'm really glad that you are in this direction and line of work. And I'm so glad that you are my engineer because now I get some help and I just absolutely enjoy working with you in the morning. So this is for you. And that is Sam Works. I'm so grateful. I just love my life. And I forgot to start with 8 gratitudes. I want you guys to get in the habit of taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich in the morning. For those of you who don't know about that, it is a Happy 88 tool that is in the book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, #1 bestseller. Thank you very much. And the gratitude sandwich says, before you do anything in the morning, before you can take the bite and give 8 specific gratitudes so that you can feel good as you start your day. So as I'm doing this, you can do yours. You can type them in the comment section. It's a good exercise for anybody and everybody who wants to have a good day. So purposely, your drive time on the way to work, I'm so glad that I get you to start with gratitude. So my first gratitude is I'm glad to get to know Sam better and his story, and that we have that in common. I'm grateful that I have a full fridge of things that I like. I'm grateful that I have an amazing bed that's so comfortable and a wonderful pillow. I'm grateful that the planets did not crash into each other last night while I was sleeping. I'm grateful that Eric figured out how to get my promos from my Google Drive last night. I'm grateful that there's a plethora of people supporting the show at the studio. I'm grateful that I am on my 515th consecutive week on the air. And I'm grateful that there's people like Dee and other people I have not identified in the chat yet who are continuing to support my work and be part of my Happy 88 mission. 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So those are my 8 gratitudes. I hope that you went through yours and knowing that it's going to set you for a higher probability of good things coming to you. Gratitude is one of the easiest and extensions of the law of attraction, because those of you who know, I do, one of my teachers is Abraham Hicks, and whatever you focus on grows bigger. So if you choose to focus on something positive, which is what gratitude does, then that will grow bigger. If you choose to focus on something that is negative, that will grow bigger. So whenever someone starts talking about how bad of a day they're having, I usually ask them to take a breath through the nose and release, and break that negative thinking. Because if you don't break that negative thinking, then you're going to have more to be negative about. Conversely, if you focus on what's good in your life, then you will have more to be grateful for. I found that true for all of my coaching clients. If you'd like to come to, I have an orientation. Now, I've decided every last Wednesday of the month, if you want to get happy and come and learn some more Happy 88 tools and understand some of the ways you can work with me as your happiness coach, then you'll get those answers every last Wednesday. So March 30th, you can sign up. It's free on my website, drmarissa.life. And we had a winner yesterday of the Asian Oprah giveaway, which was Shane McCabe's book. If you missed his interview, he's a filmmaker from Dublin, Ireland. It was a great interview. And Eva Glenn Atkinson won his book, a signed copy of his book. And today I'm giving away 3 copies of my audiobook, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. It hit 8 bestseller lists and 4 book medals, number 1 on Amazon, number 4 on Defra Post. So grateful for that. Forward by Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, who's also the one you can blame for my honorable moniker. He introduced me to Oprah as the Asian Oprah, and that's how that happened. And if you go to drmarissa.life, and in the subject line, put, Talk to Me Thursdays, then you'll get a free audiobook copy of that. If you've just signed in, go to my comments section and you'll see a link there if you'd like to come into my virtual studio, if you'd like to pay someone a compliment, if you have a question for me. This is Interaction Day, not throwback, but today. You can also call 888-909-1050 to actually talk if you don't want to come on camera. All right. So another thing that I wanted, let's see if we have time. Oh, we are at a break time. Are we, Sam? I think so. I didn't get a one. Yes, we are. Okay. So when we come back, there's something new that I wanted to try called Headlines to Heartlines. I know there's been a lot of bad news lately on the news. So I want to wait in order for us to look at the news that might be not ending up saying, what's wrong with people? Or the world is going to hell in a handbasket. So that's when we come back. Headlines to Heartlines here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. We will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, you will be in a place of balance and inner peace, the way we were created. 谢谢.
And today's show is sponsored by my friend Joe at Collision Repair Consultants. Take a listen. So what do you do when you have an accident that makes a mess of your car? My go-to shop is Collision Repair Consultants, and they are actually on the preferred list of my insurance company, which makes it even better. Joe, Alex, Michelle, and all the guys will do their best to make the accident as hassle-free and pain-free as possible, with a warranty and guarantee for their work for life. If you are looking for a great body shop, go to Collision Repair Consultants and tell them that Dr. Marissa sent you. Give them a call at 562-218-8900. That's 562-218-8900. Tell them Dr. Marissa sent you.
Want delicious Vietnamese Asian fusion cuisine that is so good for your health you won't believe your taste buds? Olac is a 100% plant-based vegan restaurant founded by Mai on living foods and a love for animals that won't make you sacrifice taste for health. 2 locations to delight you, downtown LA and Fountain Valley. So go to www.olac.com, AULAC, to book your reservation today. Saving the planet has never tasted so good.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Audible, iTunes, TuneIn, Podchaser. Did I miss Amazon Music? There's so many. I don't even know why I try to splatter those out, but I'm so grateful to have so many different places where I can try to cajole you into be happy 88% of the time. Why 88%, Dr. Marissa? Why not 100% happy? Well, if you're 100% happy, you're dead. We need the contrast. We have to be unhappy to know that we're happy. So I don't want dead people walking around. Plus, 8 is actually a lucky number in Chinese. I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. And 8 is a homophone for good fortune. So 88 is most of the time. And it also allows me to give myself a break when I'm not happy. So 12% of the time, if I'm not happy, it's okay. So if I'm having a bad minute, I try not to do more than a minute because I don't want to attract more negative to me. I give myself a break. Right now I'm feeling sad, or right now I'm feeling pissed off, or right now I'm aggravated or frustrated, but I know how to move past that. And that's a life skill that we don't get taught anywhere. It's not taught at school for sure. And at home, where we think it should be taught, it may not be taught because our parents may not know how to soothe yourself, how to self-care, how to feel better even when things are going to hell in a handbasket. So those are the kinds of tools that I like to share, that I shared in the book. For those of you who missed the Asian Oprah giveaway, just go to drmarissa.life and put Talk to Me Thursdays in the chat, in the subject line, and I'll get you a free audiobook of the book. And if you would like to be a sponsor, you heard some of the commercials for this show. If you'd like to be promoted, endorsed by Dr. Marissa, or if you'd like to be a guest and promote your book or show or event or organization, service, or product, then please do contact me at drmarissa.life. You can book a little chat with me at drmarissa1.youcanbook.me, and we'll figure out how to get you on the show. All right? Oh, good. We have a chat here. Let's see. We have a question from D. Noel. Clayton Leon, how do you discover your why in life? Great question. I'm so glad that you answered that, D. Noel. And if you have a question, you can put it in the chat or call 888-909-1050. So I think one of the BS belief systems that kind of keep us unhappy in life is that everyone is looking for this grand, one of a kind, can't, strive for it, can't miss it. Otherwise, our lives are a waste of time. What is my purpose in life? What is the meaning of my life? And kind of like, looking for that one person to complete you. It's a BS, a belief system that keeps us from enjoying and feeling good about just being alive. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a purpose, that you shouldn't have, something that you love to do or a passion in life. You can have more than one purpose. You can have more than one thing that you are meant to do. You can, you have more than one why. There's so much that is possible during our lives that if we are constantly just asking for that one purpose or that one why or that one reason, then we miss out on the daily whys. So even minute by minute, my why right now is to say what is inspired through me to say, because I, as you can see, I'm pretty shy. I have nothing to say, right? Sarcasm is another service I offer. That's my why right now. I'm here to share those things that I have learned in my life, a lot of them through pain. And as I say in the book, pain is mandatory, suffering is optional. So D. Noel, one of your whys is to take all those things that happen to you and find the silver lining flashlight that you know from experience that you can help others with. So if you're a person, if you're one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma, it's not what happened to you, it's what happened for you. Now, for much of my life, I would say, why did I grow up in a home where I was told I was fat, ugly, and clumsy? Why was I beaten as a child? Why didn't I get a mom who thought I was beautiful? Why didn't I get a mom who unconditionally loved me? And for years, that question of why kept me from understanding that I am a product of all those horrific things that made me into the one-of-a-kind, wonderful person that I am. So that why has a purpose to help me develop or chisel. So I think that things that happen to us that we don't like are there to chisel us into greater and greater good, or more and more beauty. So I'll tell you a little story to illustrate that. Is this helping you, Dee? Am I answering your question? Hopefully. So there's 2 rocks. One is on the left side of the store. The other one's on the right side of the store. And every day people come in and they don't go to the left. They see the rock on the right and go and just, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Look at the way the sun shines through the angles. Look at the prisms of color that are there. And every single day, that rock gets praise and compliments and people go crazy. It's just so beautiful. And the rock on the left, nobody ever goes. So this goes on for 8 years. And finally, the rock on the left jumps off the vid stand, takes its little fist and says, "Life, this is not fair. Life, come down. This is not fair. That rock over there gets all the compliments. No one ever says anything nice to me. Life, you are not fair. Life, the clouds open, sunshine comes through, and a voice comes out and says, darling, I love you. But every time I come down and try to chisel you, to make you into the sculpture and beauty that you are under there, you say, no, 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 it hurts too much. Don't touch me. I want to live a comfortable life. I don't want to grow. I just want things to be given to me. I just want things to be, I want people to help me. I just want to live a comfortable life. I don't want to go through anything. I don't want to learn. I don't want to expand and grow. It hurts too much. And moral of that story, in order to answer the why, we have to just see what has happened to us, not to us, but for us. And in those experiences where we've struggled is the answer to why. So if you've gone through, I have lots of wonderful guests, and I have someone new. Oh, it's Dr. Saf on my Instagram Live. If we've gone through anything in life that has been painful, then those are the things that give you a clue to why we're here. We're here to help people. If you have had close experience, yesterday we were talking about suicide. If you have close experience with that, then you're here to help someone with that. If you've had childhood trauma like I did, I'm here to help people because I understand that. If you've had, I have had a guest, Chris Schrader, who was molested by a priest. He has that experience. He's helping people. He's turning that into legislation. So sometimes those painful things that we think we need to bury because we don't want to think about it, gives us some clues about parts of our purpose in life on the planet right now. The other purpose that every single one of us have in life, are you ready for this? Because this applies to every single 6.3 billion of us on the planet, is to have fun. I'll say that again. One of the biggest purposes for us in life, the why are we alive, is to have fun. Now that goes against pretty much everything we've been taught. As kids, we have a lot of fun, but we have to grow up and be responsible and be an adult and provide for our families and do this and pay our taxes. And that's what life's about. And if you're lucky, you get 2 days off on the weekend to do what you want to do, or 2 weeks a year to go on vacation to do that's bullshit-talky. That is absolute bullshit-talking, because life is a daily expression and satisfaction of joy. If you can tap into the fact that a lot of things, and this is Abraham Hicks, Law of Attraction, straight from the book, into the vortex. If you think about why you want that nice car, nice guy, nice gal, nice partner, nice house, nice vacation, why do you want any of those things? Why? Because you think that by having them, you will feel joy or fun or better or happy. Why can't you short circuit that and feel happy now? You can feel happy then, but come on, guys, be honest. I want that outfit. How long does that outfit make you feel good? Maybe a week if you're lucky. New car, same thing. Maybe a month if you're lucky. A new home, maybe 3 months, and then things start falling apart, and then you're worried about the mortgage, and then you're worried about fixing. So if you can answer the why in your life as I'm here to feel good. How do I feel good? Certainly, when you're helping someone, you feel good. But when you're enjoying one of your favorite food, how often do you taste what you are eating? You eat your favorite food, you're thinking, oh man, that's gonna be bad for my diet, or if you're gonna eat it, enjoy it. If you're gonna do something you know you shouldn't do, enjoy it in the moment, knowing that there's consequences later. But how well do you know you in your why of what makes you feel good? Now, I'm not talking about going and robbing banks and doing things that, are clearly have some consequences in there. But I'm talking to anyone. Dee, I know you have fun when you're with your kids. You have fun when you write children's books. That's your why. That's one of your whys. Teaching your kids or having fun with your kids, that's one of your whys. There's no one elusive purpose or why in life. There's so many ways in which we can enjoy and want to hug. Don't you feel good when you hug? I know it's been difficult in the pandemic. We're going to really never take that for granted again. Don't you feel good when you get inspired to do something? That's joy. That's fun. Don't you feel good after you go for a walk? Don't you feel good when you go to the beach? Don't you feel good when you see a really good movie? Don't you feel good when you get together with friends and just laugh? My whole thing is to absolutely, we have some comments here I didn't even see. Here, we're going to post. It's so beautiful that, that expression, it's the journey, not the destination. It's both. It's the journey and the destination, but the journey is longer. So why can't we have fun and enjoy our lives 88% of the time? 88% of my day, I want to be doing something that I enjoy. That's why I do this show. I love doing this show. That's why I've been doing it for almost 9 years. I love this. I love coaching with people. I love writing. I love, I don't like selling and marketing. I don't like that. I know a lot of people think I like it because I do it a lot. But I know that no matter how good you are or whatever your gift, talent, and ability is, if you do not communicate it, then it just stays under the bushel. So I don't enjoy doing it, but I do it. And those are the 12% of the times. And then I give myself rewards. So if I have to do something I don't like, I reward myself with Candy Crush or Wordle or something that takes a little bit of time where I can enjoy that. And it's delayed joy. But I have worked this muscle. It's my daily blissipin. That's from my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, #Blissipin, to find ways that I can answer the why in the moment. So I'm not always feeling like I'm not in my purpose. I'm always in my purpose. You're always in your purpose, Dee. Everyone is in their purpose in their journey in this thing called life. Does that answer the question? Okay, good. Beautiful. All right. And another comment here. If you have any comments, please do either call in 888-909-1050 or put them in the chat. Or if you'd like to come in with me, you go to the link that is in the chat in both my YouTube Live as well as my Facebook Live. We're getting there with the Instagram. I'm so glad I have people in now with me. We have LA City Prop and Dr. Saf Buxey, and I was a guest on his show. You can actually go and watch that interview. He was on my show as well, and you can see that. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show, please do go to drmarissa.life if you have a book or a product or a service, and we'll chat. All right. We are almost, I'm sorry, was that Sam?
I have a comment.
Oh, you have a comment. Yay. All right. My new engineer, Sam, who introduced himself earlier in the show, has a comment. Let's do it.
I like what you said. There's a quote that I actually go by for the past year or two to get me through life. And it's, things don't happen to you, things happen for you. And once you start to understand that, I feel like life is a little easier because you're not so burdened with the fact that you get tortured in life. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that. Were you on mic just now when you did that?
I was on the mic on the board.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure everybody heard that. That is absolutely, you know, one of the things that can absolutely take you down out of your happy zone, and everybody has a birthright to happiness. I don't care who you are, you have a birthright to happiness, is the BS belief system that there's somebody out there punishing you. It is one of the biggest, most horrific thought processes and belief systems that can destroy your life. So if you think that you are being punished, and there's a chapter in the book called Out of Shame into Dignity. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what has happened to you. I mean, I care, but you are not that negative experience. No one is. And when you own the power of who you are beyond what happens to you, then you will begin to experience life as a joyride. If you continue to drag your shirty, I get in trouble. This is the FCC station, so I can't swear. If you continue to bring your shirty or your forky experience from your past and drag it like emotional baggage into your present, you will not have happiness 88% of the time. So I'll end with this tool. We're not going to have time for headlines to heart lines. Well, we'll do one, but what was I going to say? I lost it. I guess I'm supposed to do oh yes, the Happy 88 tool is this. When something bad happens to you, if you can say this, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. That switches me immediately into trying to look at what has happened for me instead of complaining about what has happened to me. All right. And I think I mentioned that best-selling book came out of losing a $200,000 consulting project. That was bad. So yeah, really, Sam, that is exactly what happened. I wasn't planning on writing the book. I knew, maybe in the future, but anyways, I want to close with this because I did do headlines to heart lines. Let's see if we can find that music. Here it is. All right, that's the music for headlines to heart lines. You cannot not know about what's going on in Russia, invading and killing and brutally murdering people in the Ukraine. It's wrong, it's bad, it's hurtful, and I can choose to spend my entire day talking about that and how horrible it is and what America should do and things that I have no control over. But this I have control over. I can take a deep breath in through the nose and release through the mouth and send prayers of comfort and peace to the people of Ukraine. That I can do. I have the power to send my blessing and my care, that I have the power to do. If I spend my day sitting in front of the TV, pontificating and listening to people who don't know what's going on, talk about what's going on, I've now lost my entire day. So that's a headline to heartline reaction that I can do every Tuesday, Thursday with you. I'm so grateful that you've all been here for another scintillating episode of Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. Thank you so much for joining me in the chat, being so supportive, Dean Knoll, Clayton, as usual, to my Happy 88 mission. You can do this with me now. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Go forth and multiply the joy that you are and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.